2nd of February, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora. No, we got a lot of noise again.
Okay, I'll what's the call?
Thank you.
They both sell it together. There will be chal. Amra meima shelo asu klum. Hainu kshabal. Base. Alma chames sha'isha motzi mishum shegufa nechasim kanu ilo. Sha'isha omesa abal motzi mishum dekanus usha. But if they both sell together, oh, shehi machloi, she sells him. Rakes kinyan haguf shalah. Lokeach meaning mechirasam mechira. Poskim shefi lashon zu shemechira shnehem oilah. Hey, kach shenina b'mishnah over there in Bava Basra. Akosib nachasav lebnoi la'achamosoi lehainu shekol echad yochol imkor chelkoi gufa o perus u'shneim yachad machlu akol. Ishba madua achen hamidu b'sugyatenu es divrei ameimar Rabbi Eliezer. Shnehem achad ein mechirasa mechira v'lo k'lashon harishayna v'lo b'as halacha kemosa. Oh boy.
Okay.
Saying who is that? Go like it goes like Rabbi Eliezer.
Right, Rabbi, we're all here now.
Oh, hello. Welcome back. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, so I looking at this Gemora again that we have over here, and I see that this language, if you take a look, we yesterday we did this this Rashi. Divramaska lo osavalo klum. Now, this is going on the case of the Gemora, where the Gemora said that ish ve'isha, a man and his wife, shemakru nixte malug, that they sold together. The Nixte Malug property. So lo asavalo klum. The language of the lo asavalo klum, literal interpretation, translation, is that they didn't accomplish anything at all. But it seems to be clear from the way Rashi is explaining that that's not exactly true. But what I wanted to bring your attention to, so that's, in other words, that's something that we have to investigate and try to figure out what exactly is the pshat over here when it says lo osav lo klum. And just right now, I wanted to point out that in the end of this Rashi, we were discussing yesterday about this, that it says, it used this word miyuchad, that there was something that was miyuchad. This was Rashi was maybe this is not the right way to go about this. Just say this much without speaking out too much further. I think we should go over this again and maybe look in the Gemora and Bava Basra that it's based upon. But if you notice that what's going on in the Gemora over here is the first step is that Rabbi said, what's the reasoning of Rabbi Eliezer? Why is it that in the case of Rabbi Eliezer, his opinion on the case of the din of Yom Yomayim, you remember what Yom Yomayim was all about? Who's the owner of this Eved that's is gonna have this leniency of Yom Yomayim, that he's gonna be off the hook for the killing of the Eved. That's called the din of Yom Yomayim, and that only applies to the one who's the owner of the Eved. And Rabbi Eliezer said that it won't apply not to the. And remember, we had the case where person number A sold the Eved to person number 2. So now it's ostensibly the Eved is owned by person number 2, but person number 1 said, for the first 30 days, the Eved is required to work for me. So I have the Kinyan Paris of the first 30 days. So here you have a bit of a split in the ownership of the Eved. The second person has the actual ownership, we would say, of the goof of the Eved, the body of the Eved, but the first person has a Kinyan in the productivity and the profits that the Eved will generate, at least in the first 30 days. So according to Rabbi Eliezer, what this means is that neither one of them, Rabbi Eliezer said, neither one of them, Shneim Einam B'din Yom Yomayim. Neither one will have the din of Yom Yomayim. Neither one is called the owner of the Eved. And the Rava, when Rava was explaining my time of the Rebbe Eliezer, what was the reasoning for Rebbe Eliezer? He said that the Omar Kro, because the pasuk by Eved Kenani says Kikaspohu. That din of Yom Yomayim, it says Kikaspohu. And then Rava explained, what does it mean, Kaspohu? Kaspo Hamiyuchad Lo. Oh, so there's the language. That's the golden language that we're dealing with over here. Kaspo Miyuchad Lo means that has to be the property, the exclusive property of the owner. And in this case, the one who bought the Eved, he doesn't have the exclusive right of ownership to the Eved, because for the first 30 days, he's not allowed to get any profits from his Eved. So that's not kaspo miyuchad lo. So therefore, therefore the buyer of the Eved would not be judged with the leniency of Yom Yomayim of a full-fledged owner of the Eved. That's so. What I would like to do now is if maybe we could read this Rashi again, and with maybe we have a little bit more insight into this language of kasbo miyuchad that Rashi uses in the Rashi Dibra Maska Lo Asavalo Klum, and like that, perhaps we could understand the difference that Rashi is drawing over here between the cases of the that he's going to discuss over here. And okay, that's my suggestion for maybe we can get we could understand this Rashi. So Lou read this Rashi yesterday. Maybe today, Phil, would you like to? Good morning, and would you like to read this Rashi? Di Ramaska lo osu velo klum.
We'll try it, but be careful, hope you don't hit too much background noise. Okay, they've not done anything. She'enu lo lezeh velo lezeh, because to this one there is nothing, and it's not to this one, and it's not to this one. The mate acha, if they died, achad mehem, one of them died. This is man or the woman. Zeh shehanisha, the one that remaining one, motzi midei halok kocho. They take it away from the purchases below damo, and not its value. Ladomo, the shufim, it's not like the money that comes to partners. The alma that we see on it, the chasam there.
This word damo, what does it mean?
It's like it's money, it's value.
It's I think it means it's not similar. This case is not similar to the case of shutfin the alma, of regular shutfin.
Lo demo, it's not similar like shutfin the alma, because the chasam there yesh lezeh chelek b'kulam. We told chatzei, it is in them. He does take a portion of it all, to take some of it. You could say half. I guess if it's two people, we'll take half because it's ish and isha. You know, each person can get their half. V'chein lezeh, and to this one, aval hacha, but here also to the other one. So each one gets. It's in a sense saying that in the case of shutfim, each person has half. Aval hacha, here in this case about the man and women, kulan kanuya la laguf. They both have acquired the actual item, the main sub essence of the item.
No, not all of them. Not all of them.
What?
To her.
Were you reading to her?
Law is to her. She acquires all of the goof.
No, keep going. I gotta finish this. Here, kulan kanuya la laguf. Okay, this is separating it. Okay, here, this is saying all of the acquisition goes to her of the essence, the kulan kanuya lo lepera, lo kapera, and he gets. So it's not splitting. It's separating the two things. It's saying that she gets the actual property, but he gets the payros. He acquires the payros. The lecha miyuchad law, and it's not considered solely hers. Solely hers or solely his. Or specifically to her or specifically to him. In a sense, it's saying the difference is shooting like each person splits the whole thing. Whatever it is, they get, they're splitting this, they're splitting that. They split the essence and they split the payros. Not in the case of this case. This case, it's two different factors. The goof goes to one and the payros goes to the other. The goof goes to her. I guess that's the concept of the maluk property that belongs to her, but the husband has to write the payros and he gets the payros.
So when it says lo lezeh velo lezeh,
which part of the
first zeh is referring to the property's goof, and the second zeh is referring to the property's produce.
Yeah, and therefore it doesn't leka, the end phrase is leka miyuchad lo lezeh v'lo lezeh. Therefore, it is not that it's exclusively to one or the other, to her or to this one or not to this one. It's not exclusively.
So you're saying it's not the property and the produce, it's the person and the person?
It's the items are not leka, it's not set aside for this one and for this one. So in a sense, it's saying someone doesn't get both. It's not exclusive that the Kenyan and the Paris go to go to the Ish, or the Kenyan and the Paris go to the Isha. No, it has to be. It's a split. It's not they go together. It's not. What's the phrase that we're using? It's not Kenyan goof, Kenyan Paris dummy. It's not the same.
So in other words, the husband does not exclusively own everything. And the wife does not exclusively own everything. Is that a paraphrase of the last sentence?
Yeah. Right. And it's a split. And it's not that one exclusively owns it. It's a division, and it's a division's not like shoot fee. It's a division where she gets the essence, he gets the paros. Unlike shoot fee, where the essence and the paros are both divided equally among each partner. Each partner has a share in goof and a share in the paros. Not here. Here it's a division. She gets the goof, he gets the paros. And it's not that each one gets the whole thing.
But that seems to be not correct, because it says yesh lezeh chelek bekulo. There is to this partner a portion in all of it.
Right. The partners do have a portion in both.
But
Partners
so
have a portion
he
in the
doesn't
group.
own it exclusively.
What?
Then,
Yeah,
so therefore, he doesn't own it exclusively.
No,
The partner does not own it exclusively either.
Wait a second. That's the chasam, and that's you're missing the phrases. That's the chasam and the hacha. The chasam is there in the shoot theme. The shoot theme, each person does have a share in each piece. The partners have a share in the goof and a share in the paros. Not like the case of the Isha and the Isha. In the Isha, they don't go together. They're separate things. One goes to one and one goes to the other.
And after Rabbi explained that the reasoning of Rabbi Eliezer, why neither one of the buyer or the seller, they won't have the din of Yomi Omayim, that the person who has the kaspo miyuchad of the Eved, the Gemora said, Kaman Azla, according to which opinion is Rabbi Eliezer. And the Gemora quoted this statement of a Meimar that says that Ish ve'isha, when they sell the Niksei Malug, lo osa below klum. So in that case, where the Ish ve'isha, Rashi said they sold it ke'echad even. They both sold it. They both sold their chelik of the Niksei Malug. So Meimer says lo asa lo klum, and and the Gemara concluded and said, "Kaman, who according to which opinion would that be going? That it says lo asa lo klum." Gemara says it goes according to Rabbi Eliezer. Who Rabbi Eliezer holds that this idea of this kaspo miyuchad. That seems to be what Rashi is saying over here as well in this Dibra Maskil that we're reading, lo asav lo klum. Rashi is contrasting the din of the ish ve'isha when they sell together, the niksei malug, that the ish owns the peros and the isha owns the guf. So neither one has kaspo miyuchad lo. He's not the isha doesn't have the peros, and the ish doesn't have the guf. So about both of them, we would say that in regard to all of this property that they're selling, niksei malug, it's not kaspo miyuchad to either one of them, and that's similar to the case of Rabbi Eliezer, where neither the buyer nor the seller would be would have the din of the kaspo miyuchad lo that would have the din of yom yomayim. So that's what I see in the Rashi so far. From what we can understand from this Rashi. Which is not the case by the Rashi contrasts it to the case of shutfin de alma, lo damu l'shutfin de alma. This case, where the man and the wife are selling niksei medlug, even if they'll sell it together as one, it's each one of their ownership of the property is deficient. And it has a deficiency which is not similar to the case of shutfin da alma. In the case of shutfin da alma, Rashi says the hasam over there in the case of shutfin da alma, yesh lezeh chelik v'kuloi litol chetzi v'kein lezeh. Each one of them has a indivisible, complete ownership over the entire partnership. Lito Hatzi, to take his portion of the property of the partnership. Okay, and each one, and the other one also has exactly that. So they both have. And so therefore that's not the same type of an ownership as the husband and the wife, or the buyer and the seller of the case of the Eved of Rabbi Eliezer. So now, if you'll ask, well, what is Rashi talking about shutfin the alma for? What is that relevant over here? Is he just contrasting it? We did have a case. If we read the Gemora until the end of the Gemora over here, we did have a case of two shutfim of one Eved. Perhaps the Rashi's alluding to that case. Yeah. Okay. Where do we go from here over here? Maybe we should Okay, so that's Rava, and then the Gemara brought a Meimar and said that brought this case with the Nikse Maluk, Lo Asav Lo Klum. And we said that's like Rabbi Eliezer.
I don't see a Maymar. Where on the page is a Maymar discussed?
When after the Gemara says, after Rava says the reasoning of Rabbi Eliezer, Omar Kra ki kaspohu,
Top of
kaspo
page
miyuchado.
top of page 90, A3.
A3?
Right, left hand, top left hand.
I see it, thank you.
So that's what we're saying over here. We're saying that the same idea that Rabbi Eliezer said, for the same reason that Rabbi Eliezer said that both the buyer and the seller of the Eved Kanani, neither one of them could be described as the owner of the Eved because and neither one of them had this kaspo miyuchad lo. There was part. This one had the goof. This one had the peros. That means that the one that has the goof, he doesn't have the peros. The peros doesn't have the goof. So neither one of them is the. It's not called a. It's called a deficient kinyan. So when you have a deficient kinyan, even if the two of you get together to sell, according to Rabbi Eliezer, it's not going to work.
According to Rabbi who?
Eliezer.
Eliezer, got it.
So the Gemora over here is saying, Kaman Ozla. According to whom is Rabbi Eliezer going, and that's why, and then the Gemara brings this case of the Nikse Malug. In the Nikse Malug case, we see the Ish and the Isha is comparable to the case of this buyer and the seller of Rabbi Eliezer, because we have a Kinyan Paris, Kinyan Aguf split between the two parties. In the case of the buyer and the seller of the case of Rabbi Eliezer, we have a split. One has Kinyan Paris, one has Kinyan Guf. And we have the same thing when it comes to Ish V'Isha. In regard to the Nikse Maluk, one, the Isha owns the Guf, the Baal owns the Paris. So it's the same type of a Kinyan where each one of their Kinyans is deficient. So according to Rabbi Eliezer, that in other words, even when they get together, they can't confer a complete acquisition on to the seller, and so that would have something to do with the fact with why it is that without understanding all the details of the situation, why the Lokeach, Rashi says, is going to get the Nikse Maluk taken away from him. Rashi says that that if one of them, the husband or the wife, passes away, then the survivor will be able to take from the Lokeach. even, in other words, even if the husband passed away, and even though the wife doesn't inherit him, but perhaps we could say, because when the husband passed away, that's the end of the marriage, and now the wife
We lost him.
Oh, okay. Right, tell me that. It's,
Matt Slapp joining us right now. All right, Matt, Trump fired people. I say Biden won't and can't. What say you?
Well, why did Alan go? Did he log out?
I think we might have lost him too.
Who's next? Oh, he's coming back. Welcome back, Alan.
Okay, I don't know what's going on with the rabbi. Just have to wait. Okay, that was the rabbi. He's calling back in.
Thank Blue,
Yes?
you can't get in.
The rabbi's calling you?
He's, he said he can't get in, Rabbi. He's You're not dialing the right number? He's getting a message, he's not dialing the right number.
Let me tell you what the number is.
Well, it's kind of late now anyway, so it's almost 12:30, so I'll have to quit, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, tell him he's got to quit anyway.
Okay, take care, be well.
Okay, Phil, take care.
Thank you, thanks.
All right, hopefully tomorrow. Works.